and welcome to episode
5.
5? I thought it was 4.
5.
We're on 5 already.
We did 2 yesterday.
We did
2 today.
Gosh, whipping out the episodes.
Woo woo.
Episode 5 of the Walton Family Podcast. And today's question is, are you happy with how much you earn?
/ how much you've got saved.
Which is a no for me. Though it's
Right.
also a yes in some ways, but we'll get into that in a minute. Because we do a lot on this channel about what we do as two people who work full time, but also try and earn little bits on the side here and there just to make life that little bit better and buy the little treats that we want to buy. And we don't make stupid amounts of money, but we make enough each week to buy ourselves a takeaway, something like that.
Yeah,
Don't we?
for sure.
Plus a bit extra here and there. And so it's trying to share that to other
Knowledge.
people, because to be honest, it's quite easy and it's quite, I don't know, it fits into our time schedule.
It's nothing more time consuming, realistically.
Yeah, if you sit on your phone for an hour on TikTok each day, then you can easily do the same as what we do each day and have a free takeaway by the end of the week, can't you?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd spend today going through all the ones we do and talk about how we do them. And because some of them I do more of, some of them you do more of, some we share equally. It does obviously take into the fact that we do it together. So, like, if you're listening to this and you're either single, or you've got a partner who maybe is a bit busy or work shifts or can't do things, then obviously you have to kind of maybe temper down your expectations a little bit for that, because we do them pretty solidly together. But yeah, we'll go through each one and talk about like how much we get from it, how we do it, that type of thing. And obviously all the links for all these things will be in the description down below, where if you sign up to them you get little bonuses if you use our links, and we get little bonuses as well, so thank you if you do that. Where do you want to start?
I'll probably say our most successful one, which is Prolific.
It is. It is prolific.
I just think it's a very good, but it's also very consistent
Yeah.
way of making money.
And I think it's funny because I'm going to say it now, and I know some people go, oh, not another one, but it's one of those websites where you answer surveys, but it's so different from every other one that we've ever done. And there's 2 really good survey ones at the minute that we're using. Prolific's the best one by far. Actually, no, 3, but I'll get into the other 2 later. But Prolific is the best one by far because all the surveys you get are from universities. So they're people that are doing research for universities, doing PhDs, masters, whatever they might be doing. And so it's not like you don't get surveys where they send you to some random website and it takes all your information. You have to sign up to this, sign up to that. It literally is so, like, I don't know what the word is, secure and organised.
Like they never ask for any personal details or anything. The only thing they'll ask for is your Prolific ID, but that is, it doesn't give any of your details out. It's just something you get, like, just like a number when you sign up.
Yeah, and so it's genuinely the best one. And basically, when you sign up, you put in all your interests, and so they ask you, like, full-time job, do you do this, do you do that?
Have you had a vaccine? Have you done this? Have you done that?
Smoking, exercise, all that type of stuff.
It does take a while to do that, doesn't it? I'd probably say it takes about half an hour to fill all that out.
Yeah, but then once you've done that, they then send you surveys out, and you'll see a survey will pop up and there'll be like 100 spaces on it, and if you're one of the first 100 people to click on it, then you get to do the survey. And it is like, you do miss, there's some that send out and they have like one place, and obviously we normally miss those ones because there's only one place and there's however many thousands of people waiting for the surveys to come through.
And they do tend to be the more expensive ones as well, don't they?
Yeah, but any of the ones where they've got 30 more places, we 9 times out of 10 get the surveys when you click on them. And all we do is when we're sat working, we just have it up on the screen next to us, don't we?
And I will say as well, they do often like refresh your, like what you said. So when I was pregnant with Noah, I had put down at the time obviously I was pregnant, and then I think it updated it maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and it was, are you still pregnant, this, that and the other, so it does automatically just update it with you and ask you the questions again. Yeah,
which is great, because then obviously as your interests change and as you do more, like there's someone at my work that has started doing it when I told them about it, and they're very into their music and they play musical instruments, or their partner does. And they're very, like, they're a bit higher up in the chain than I am, so they get more ones about music for him, or they get ones about being like a manager at work that I don't get necessarily. And so it's all very focused on what you do. So if you put your interest in accurately as you can, then you get more accurate research.
Yeah.
So that one is amazing, and literally, we've been doing it for years, but I'd say we probably get
We consistently get easily, I would say, 30 quid a week. At
it's
least.
got to be close to £100 a month, doesn't it?
Our aim is to have. We use Prolific for our Friday night Chinese with my brother and his wife, and costs us about 25 quid, I'd say.
Yeah.
So we aim for that every week. So we never budget that into our monthly plan.
It's just our treat, isn't it?
It's our treat from Prolific. But this week in particular, because we've had more time at home, I think we've had about 50-60 quid out already, and it's only Wednesday.
If you're a teacher during the summer holidays, it's the perfect one to just have up on the screen next to you while you're just sat at home not doing anything else, because when one pops up you just do it. And like, we do have to dedicate time. So like, if you watch yesterday's vlog, well, today, if you watch our vlogs, you'll see us do them.
Recently,
There's been a couple recently where like we've got home in an evening and one's popped up and it's been like right 45 minutes or an hour,
but it was like 8 to 15 quid.
Yeah, and so we've said, right, either you normally go and do them at that point, don't you? So you've gone and done the study, and I've just had Noah for 45 minutes, which is easy. You do have to dedicate that time, and that's where us doing it together does make it slightly easier. Because obviously, if you're at home on your own with kids, especially, it is a lot harder to dedicate that time to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you can, then it's an absolute winner, and it's just those little bits of money keep chipping away.
I would say it's my favourite one as well. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some that are absolutely boring, but 9 times out of 10, they're quick to do, or they're actually vaguely interesting because it's what you're interested in.
Yeah. Well, I get quite a few like entrepreneurial ones and techie ones and that type of thing.
And being a teacher as well, there's quite a lot that come out about teaching. We had one for I would say maybe like 3-4 weeks where it was consistently like we got the same. It was like a tutoring one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was like AI tutoring.
It was training up. They were getting you to act as in the role of a tutor to help a computer program basically learn about how to do it for itself. And so because they kept on sending out, but they were only sending it out to teachers. So we used to get, I'd say at one point we're getting it twice a day, but definitely at least once a day we're getting these studies for about £6 each.
Yeah.
And it took about 10 minutes to do.
And I'd say that. And
honestly, that was a brilliant one. We got those ones.
I would also say the good thing about Prolific is we've been doing it since we were at uni, so 5-6 years now. And
on and off,
yeah. But back then, they used to take a while for money to be approved.
Yeah.
But now it's really, really quick to get money approved. Like yesterday, I did the one for £8, and I'd clicked submit, and by the time I'd gone to check my submissions, literally a minute later, it had already been approved.
Yeah, and it's not the same for all of them, but the longest you wait is probably about 2 days.
And if they don't approve it within, I think it's like 25-30 days, you automatically get it anyway.
Yeah, but I think there's only ever been about one that's waited that long, isn't there? The whole time.
And you only have to get to £5 before you can withdraw as well.
Yeah, and it goes straight to your PayPal. They don't take any fees for withdrawing it. All the money that you get is your money.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Love it.
So that's the first survey one. There are a few more survey ones that are not quite as good as that one, but very, very good. But I want to get onto them in a bit because I want to do Jam Donut next, because I'd say that's probably the one we use the most to save money at the minute, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. So Jam Donut, like again with all of these, I'll put the links in the description down below if you want to have a go as well. Jam Donut is literally one of the my most favourite savings app, cashback app. So we've worked with the brand before on your birthday, haven't we? Your birthday video, we worked with them. They're absolutely fantastic. You can find them on Instagram. All you have to do with that app is when you go and do your shop, they have different amounts of cashback, different percentages on, I think it's over 150 different shops in high street shops, so like Asda, Morrison's, Sports Direct.
I think Just Eat's even on there at the moment.
It is, Deliveroo, Matalan.
Even places like Virgin, Airbnb, they've got such a wide variety of things that are on there at the moment.
And all you have to do is when you want to buy something, let's say we use it for our food shop, so we'll go to Asda, we use one of the scanning machines, and we go around, scan everything, and it says, right, it costs £43. So we go onto the app, and you just buy a gift card for Asda for £43, and it gives you, I think Asda's about 3.5% or something, isn't it? They do sometimes boost different ones, so it goes up a bit more and down a bit more. But if we go to Costa Coffee, we love a Costa Coffee every now and then.
Yeah,
I think Costa's about 8 or 9%, isn't it? And so it's just, you basically have to ask yourself the question: do I want to pay the full price for this, or do I want to save that money?
And you know what? It is a real mind shift, because so many times you go, it's only £1 or it's only 20p or whatever. But they add up quite quick.
Yeah,
I think I've cashed out 2-3 times already.
We both have,
Yeah.
and just like I use them. So I worked with their company where if you go find our, if you're watching this anytime soon when it gets released, if you go find Rachel's present opening video, we work with them where they're giving away £20 vouchers. 10 people are going to get a £20 voucher if you sign up using our link on Jam Donut. But just for doing that video, I think I managed to save about £20-something on just buying your presents.
Yeah.
Into our cash pot, and so we just cash that back out to us. And why would you not want to save that money?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I will say the thing with Jam Donut is, like, I think Asda's is the only one that does it, or the one that we use anyway. Is it can take maybe a couple of minutes to load the gift card. So I would say if you're using a scanning machine, or if you know it's going to be roughly £50, get that out maybe like 5 minutes in advance. Like, do it before, so that you're not at the till waiting.
You can, but even then, I mean, most of the time we just do it before we go to the till, don't we? So we just kind of wander up and down the aisles for another couple of minutes, and while it's loading, and as long as you've got some phone signal, it works. The only problem can be where you don't have any phone signal, and so then do it before you go in.
Yeah, and I always say, even if, like, often I'll get a £50 one if I'm not sure. Like, there's one Asda in particular we go to that does have no signal in there, so I'll just get a £50 one, and I'm like, well, if I don't spend it all, I'm because there next week, so I'll just use it then.
Yeah.
Because you can when you've used it, you can click on it and you can update how much you've spent. So if I've got a £50 one, I've only used £32, I'll just put that in and it'll tell me how much I've got left.
So you never forget what's lying around, do you?
Yeah. It does take a small percentage, doesn't it?
It does take is it like 2%?
I don't know.
It does take when you cash out, so you have to get to £10 in the pot to cash out, and you can cash out straight to your bank.
Yeah.
You can cash out to Apple Pay, but Apple Pay takes a slightly bigger percentage, but it is literally like, it's tiny. I think if we cash out £20, well, if it is 4%, if I'm right, I can't exactly remember. I'll try and leave it on the screen, or when you sign up, you can have a look for yourselves. But it'll be, 4% of 20? 10% is £2. 4% is less than £1, isn't it?
Yeah.
20 quid. Like, it's not enough to make a big difference.
No, it's not.
Nowhere near enough to make me stop wanting to use it.
I would also say as well, when you pay for the gift card, you can either pay for it with Apple Pay, or you can pay for it through your bank, and it'll take you through to your banking app. You get a much better percentage, don't you, if you do it through the banking app as well, and it literally takes no different amount of time.
Yeah, so definitely do it with your bank. Apple Pay can be slightly quicker, but do it with your bank, because it literally takes an extra 5 seconds. It's nothing.
And you get more for it. Yeah, we love that one.
So that is Jam Donut. What should we do next? Eureka?
Yeah.
I use Eureka a lot still.
Yeah, I don't as much anymore.
I think Eureka is, again, link in the description down below if you want to have a go at signing up. It's an app on your phone. It's absolutely brilliant. It just takes a little bit of time. You have to commit a little bit more time than the other one. So it's a survey app.
It's like Prolific, isn't it? But
it's similar to Prolific.
You don't get anywhere near as much money.
Yeah.
It's a lot, like 20p's, 30p's.
Per survey.
Yeah, it's £4 you need to get to cash out on that one.
And that's one of the benefits. I think it's got the lowest cash out of all the survey apps.
It's probably the easiest to get there as well.
It's the easiest to get, and when you do cash out, they instantly give you a £1.20 survey, and that survey is from Eureka, and it literally is 2 questions long, so it takes 5 seconds to fill in, and then you're already back at £1.20. So effectively, you only have to earn another £2.80, and then you're cashing out again. So if you do sign up to Eureka surveys, my top tip for it is every time you get to £4, cash out straight away, because then you get another £1.20 for nothing. So it is brilliant in that sense. They're probably the 2 best things. The low cash out, you only have to get to £4, not £10 like Mo, or £5 like the others. And you do only have to, once you do cash out, you do get that £1.20, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
The only pain of it is you do have to commit a bit more time compared to the others. So, like, whereas Prolific, there's very few studies on there. Like, you have to wait for them to pop up, but then when you do get one, it's always worth doing. Eureka has a lot of studies, but I'd say
you can have a 10-minute study that gives you like 20p.
Yeah, it's not worth as much to do. So I think it's about picking and choosing the right ones. Like, every day I'll do a study or 2 studies. When I first started, I was sat doing all of them, getting to £4 every day, and it is possible to do that, but it's about how much time you want to commit. And obviously we've got lots of other stuff going on, so I don't commit as much time to it anymore. if I wasn't making a YouTube video, if I wasn't editing one or putting someone on Instagram, or if I wasn't doing all the other stuff, I would probably sit and use Eureka as just a way of making a little bit of money here and there. But it all depends on your time and how much time you've got. Like it is good, and like if you sign up using our code down there, you get a little bonus for signing up. I think it's like 20p or 40p. But just pick and choose the right offer. So if you see one that's like Rachel said, 10p for a 15-minute study, just don't bother doing it.
Yeah, I will also say as well, you need to make sure you know what you're talking about, because they ask you some like criteria questions at the start, and if you don't meet the criteria, they'll just kick you out of survey.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Like Prolific, that never happens because they do it based on your interest, whereas Eureka will give you a survey and then work out if you're the right person for it.
You could be doing that for 5 minutes.
And then say, they do give, like, if that does happen, they do normally say, we're sorry, here's 1p or 2p.
Yeah.
So again, you do earn a little bit for it, but it does take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth signing up to and having a go if you've got the free time to put into it. If you're sat there thinking, I'm already pushed for time, I just want stuff that's going to be quick and easy, then Prolific or Jam Donut's probably a favourite too to start with there. And then we'll go from there on. We'll give you some other ones as well that you can do. So the next one is brilliant if you don't mind having a quick chat to a camera. Now, as you can see, I don't mind doing that at all. You don't mind that so much nowadays.
No.
Influence is great. In fact, I need to get you on Influence because you don't use this one yet.
No, I don't really.
And I need to get you onto this one. So again, Influence is an app where companies use it to basically do market research. So if they've got an idea for a chocolate bar or for a cereal box or something, they'll send out a question on to Influence, and they will then send it to all the people that are using the app. So you'll get a notification saying, we've got a new question for you, or they might send you a 2-minute question saying, are you interested in trainers? And if you say yes, then all of a sudden you get a question about, Nike are going to bring in these new trainers, what do you think about them? The only thing with Influence is, well, in fact, the best thing with Influence is every single survey is a maximum of 1.5 minutes long. And you might be thinking, that's ridiculous, it's 1.5 minutes. That's because the thing with it is you have to reply with a video of yourself telling the answer. So they might have shown you a product, or they might have shown you a short video clip, they might have asked you a question. Like there's one we get every week about our shopping habits, and so it just says, where have you shopped this week? Have you shopped online, in-store, clothes, food, whatever it might be? And then you just have to film yourself answering out. The minimum amount of time you film yourself is 15 seconds, so you have to talk for 15 seconds. The longest you can talk is 1.5 hours. I generally get to 15-20 seconds and stop, because I can put all my information that I've got in that time, and they always get approved. I've never ever had one rejected for it. So again, if that's something you're interested in, there's a link in the description down below. Sign up using the code and you get a little bonus. I don't know what it is, like 50p. The cash out one on that one is £10, so you have to do it for a little while. I think it took me about 2 weeks to get to £10. But again, the more you do it, the quicker you get there, and it goes straight to PayPal. They don't take any money for doing it. They don't take any fees for cashing out, so all the money you get is yours. You just have to be there in the moment. So again, like on the summer holidays at the minute, it's great because whenever I see one, I just do it straight away. It takes me 30 seconds. At school, it was good while I was working, but obviously if I got one during like a lesson, I'd have to wait till break time, and I'd say about half the time it was still there and I could do it. Half the time they'd taken it again because enough people had done it that they didn't need any more responses. But yeah, it is a really good one that it does actually. It's surprising that I think the payments for each one are anywhere from like 25 to 60p is how much you get per question. But then they do often send, like, when I first saw that, I was like, that's not a lot, it's going to take me a while to get there. But then often, like yesterday, they sent me out, and I can't remember what they were asking me about. It was something to do, I think it might have been trainers in my head. It was something to do with some kind of product. But they sent you out 5 questions, and each question was, I think, 63p. So straight away, that was about £3 just from doing about 3 minutes worth of videoing. Yeah. So it does add up really quickly if you can just do them all when they send them. And again, a bit like Prolific, they're always worth doing. When they send you one, always do it. You don't have to pick and choose which ones are worth doing. It's just as soon as one pops up in your notification, say, yeah, cool, do it. And you just have to nip to somewhere quiet and film yourself talking for 20 seconds. So yeah, I need to get you on Influence because Influence is a good one. So there you go. We've done Prolific, we've done Jam Donut, we've done Eureka, we've done Influence.
Street Bees?
Street Bees is fun. Yeah, I like Street Bees.
I hate Street Bees.
See, Street Bees is tricky.
It works for men.
It does. I think if you are wanting to sign up to Street Bees, if you sign up, again, use the code in the description down below to sign up, get a little bonus. But sign up and make sure that you say you're a man. Now, I don't know whether they have any terms and conditions that say you have to say your real gender or whatever you might be. But we both signed up exactly the same day, didn't we?
Yeah.
And straight away, the first red flag was that you get a bigger bonus if you sign up saying you're a man. I can't remember, it's something like you get like a $5 if you say you're a man.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say you're a woman, you get about 50p.
Yeah.
And straight away that was like, that's a bit odd. And ever since we signed up, obviously you said you were a woman, I said I was a man. I get like 2 different studies every single day at least on the street. There's so many that I struggle to keep up with doing them, to be perfectly honest.
Whereas I think since having it, and I've had it maybe 2 months now, I genuinely think I've had about 2.
Yeah, you just don't get any idea.
No.
And I think it must just be that they must have way more women compared to men signed up. Like they must want more men signing up.
Yeah,
so they don't
from a
bother
male
sending
point
it
of
to
view.
women. Yeah. So I don't know whether if you are a woman listening to this, then click sign up as a man, and see what happens if you can. If you can put it in, they don't ask for any proof of it, so I'd say just do that and see what happens. And yeah,
the best
use
thing
the link
about
to get a $5 bonus.
Street Bees as well is it send it to your PayPal straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there's no.
You link your PayPal when you sign up, and there's no cash out limit.
So as soon as something's been approved, it's like 25p or whatever, it'll go straight to your PayPal.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait for anything. And like we say, again, it is only small amounts here and there, but
they add up.
They very quickly add up. And I think I had one yesterday that was worth £1, which again took me about 3 minutes to do. There's all sorts of ones that, and they're generally pretty normal. Like they're not anything specific. It's like, tell us what you're eating. Are you currently having a snack? Are you having an alcoholic drink out? Are you having a soft drink at home?
Do you have a dog?
Dogs, cats.
Yeah.
What tech do you use? It's all very normal stuff. There's nothing. The way like prolific is very based on your interest. Street Bees, anyone can do them. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing what they say, which everyone eats and snacks and drinks, and you know they're very, very easy to be within the right criteria for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Street Bees great as long as you sign up for a man. Don't say you're a woman, or unless you have signed up as a woman and yours are just different and yours are just broken.
Please let us know.
And let us know in the comments down below, because that would be interesting to hear.
The one I think of often that we can just forget about is on our Halifax app, and it's called Save the Change. Now, I'm pretty sure the banks will have something similar.
Yeah.
But it is just whenever you spend in a shop, so if you spend like £1.70, it rounds it up to the nearest pound, and it takes that money and you can choose which account you want to put it in. So when we were saving up for our current holiday, we had Save the Change going directly to that bank account where the holiday money was. So we'd get to like the end of the week or whatever, and like an extra £5 would just be in there from when we've been out and spent a little bit of money, and it always goes in there.
Which is always useful, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that one.
And I think it's crazy how quickly it adds up. Like,
yeah, it's saving money without even doing anything.
Yeah, today we've probably used our card
3-4 times. Yeah.
And each time we've used our card, a little bit of money would have gone into our savings.
Yeah.
I don't ever notice that rather than spending £7.85, I spent £8.
Yeah.
But my bank account notices when I look at the end of the month, and all of a sudden it's got another 15 quid in there from what we've spent.
And if you are very strict with your money and like you need that extra amount, you just go into your other account and just swap it back over if you need it.
Which hopefully you can find a way not needing it, and then you just leave it in there. But it's always easily accessible if you do, because we have had to do that in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've not quite counted for something and gone.
And I was like, it's because Save the Change.
And each day that was taken out 75p, and so we just there's the 15 quid that we're missing. So yeah, Save the Change is a good one.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the best thing if you are looking for a way to best save money is declutter your house. Declutter stuff, get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's always things that at the minute, the thing we need to do this summer probably is go up into the loft, because I've been up there today and it's absolutely full of baby stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because when Noah was born, we had all the newborn stuff, buggies, newborn car seats, whatever else was in there.
Crib, yeah.
And when he grew out of it, we just chucked it all up in the loft because we didn't want to deal with it at the time. We didn't know what we wanted to do with it. So we just got stuff in the loft. And now we don't need it. we're not going to need it again. Like, we might as well just get it on Facebook or eBay or like that Vinted.
Yeah.
Something like that. Put bundles of kids' clothes on there, because I'm sure there'll be someone out there that needs them.
Yeah.
What we've done with a lot of his current stuff that he's grown out of, just giving it to charity. But I do think if we've got the time during the summer, it's worth sticking it on somewhere, just seeing if someone wants it for a cheap bundle.
If we get stuff done this afternoon, I might have a look at that.
Yeah, but that is genuinely. It sounds like silly, but if you're someone who buys like designer clothes as well, something like Vinted is absolutely the way to go, because we don't use it a lot just because we're not that into designer clothes. Like, we shop in Primark and Matalan and places like that.
But I know for the baby clothes we bought Noah when he was first born, especially my parents as well, a lot of it was from Next.
Oh, Next all over the place, wasn't
it?
So yeah, I think absolutely something like that. Just go through, declutter anything you've not worn in the last 6 months. Just get rid of it. Give it to someone. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Put it on Vinted. Put it on eBay.
Oh,
there'll be someone out there that wants
it. If it is clothes and they are Primark that no one will buy, go to like a cash for clothes place.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you've got to have a lot of clothes to make it work. Like, we've gone with bin bags before and walked away about 70p, haven't we?
Yeah.
2 bin bags.
Better than nothing, isn't it?
But yeah, it's going to add up if you've got the time to do it. You might as well do it.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, there you go. It is possible.
It's just you need to have a mindset change.
Yeah. You need to focus on it, and you need to make it a priority.
What do you want your priority to be? And if you don't want to dedicate the time to it, then it won't work for you.
Yeah, pretty much. You just want it to happen for you.
Yeah.
But if you do dedicate a bit of time to it, and there's always a place to make time. Like, if you are sat on your phone at home currently listening to this.
Even like with me, when I'm like sitting or scrolling on TikTok or Facebook like after Noah's gone to bed, I'll always have the laptop next to me with Prolific on.
Yeah.
So ready to go if something comes up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is how we do it. As always, like we said at the start, we'd love to hear how you guys do it. If you do it, or if you don't do it, why not? And can we help you find a way of doing it? Because I'm sure there are hurdles to overcome. But
have you been persuaded to do some? If so, which ones as well?
Which ones have you signed up to? Using the links in the description down below, because then you get little bonuses for just about everything. So yeah. Shall we see him in the next one?
Yes, episode
6 next.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.